Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to 3302. This is where I take a look at the news and happenings in and around Elite Dangerous. Today, Frontier have confirmed the arrival of ship names for Elite Dangerous. There's a new opportunity to make huge sums of money down in 17 Draconis, and Frontier have added 120 new tourist locations to the passenger mission system. Ship names have finally been confirmed for arriving in the game. Now, this is something that a lot of people have been waiting for a very long time. In fact, it's something that was first mentioned way back in 2012 during the game's Kickstarter period. Now, how our names are going to work we don't yet know. What we do know though is that it has been confirmed by both Zach and Ed, two of the community managers for Elite Dangerous, and they confirmed it on a recent live stream. Now, a little bit of information snuck out of Fantasticon recently. Fantasticon, of course, is the convention run by players here in the UK, which Frontier attended a few weeks back. The news coming from one of the Frontier employees was that the ship names will be viewable on the outside of the ship, so maybe they'll appear as some type of decal. My hope, of course, is that they're not going to be paid for content. That would be a little bit of a blow if that turned out to be the case. So whilst ship names doesn't add anything significant to the game, after all it's not new gameplay or new content, it does give something many people have been asking for, and that is the ability to individualize the ships that little bit more. So when are we going to get it? My guess, and this is only a guess after all, there's been no confirmation on this as to when it will come, but last week Frontier announced a new beta for patch 2.2 The Guardians, a somewhat perhaps minor update that seems as though it may have some fairly significant content. There's quite a lot of balance passes going on, and my suspicion is that they're also going to throw in a bunch of new content as well, and that ship naming will be one of these things. Like I say, just pure speculation on my part, but it's a thing that seems to make the most sense at this point. And also, it wouldn't surprise me at all if closer to the time Frontier announced some more content for the upcoming update. Making money within Elite Dangerous, right from the very early days from the game's release and even before that, has been something which has been a bit of a challenge. Very low payouts on missions, very low payouts on bounties. However, over time, things gradually improved. Bounties started to pay out a lot more, and missions got a significant increase in terms of their reward. But payouts have always had their ups and downs with Elite Dangerous, with Frontier increasing them and then decreasing them quite significantly. For quite a while now, it's been quite hard for many people to find a significant payout. But that's changed relatively recently, or quite a while back in fact, because there's a decent way of making money. And this can be found down in a system called 17 Draconis. There's a massive forum thread on the subject, so do head on over there and check it all out. But basically, when that system is in a state of civil war, just like any other system, it will spawn massacre missions. Now, massacre missions are a good way of making money. The missions do have quite high payouts, especially once you get allied with the particular faction offering them. They can pay out in some cases quite a few million. So what do you have to do on these missions? Well, you have to kill ships from the opposing faction, and you do this in conflict zones. Kill a ship from the opposing faction, collect the combat bond, and then hand them in. Each mission you actually collect will ask you to destroy a set number of ships, and once you complete that task, you're about to claim the reward. Now, the interesting thing here is that massacre missions are stackable. So when you go and kill one ship, it will actually count towards one kill on every mission. Currently, the mission limit is set to 20, and that means if you can be bothered to sit around waiting, you can actually get 20 massacre missions all in one go. There's two twists on this down in 17 Draconis. One is that the missions are unusually high paid. In some cases, you can get as high as 18 million for some missions, but they tend to average between 5 and 10 million. But you can imagine how high these can actually go once you start stacking them. The other twist is that skimmers also seem to count as ship kills. So if you go down to a planetary surface, kill a single skimmer, this will count as a single ship kill. You can stay in your ship, use some dumbfire missiles, and kill a load of skimmers all in one go. There is a base in 17 Draconis down on the planetary surface, and this happens to be the base of the opposing faction, the skimmers that you actually need to kill. So if you want to do it in the intended way, you can head out to the conflict zone, stack up 20 missions, and then kill all the ships and get yourself a nice fat paycheck. If you want to do it in the unintended way, or at least I assume it's the unintended way, you can go and kill some skimmers and do the whole thing much quicker. I've done this myself and managed to make 100 million in an hour, and there are reports of people making much more than that. for those of you that are curious, Frontier haven't commented on this too much, one way or the other. Like I say, there is a massive forum thread on the subject, and Frontier are well aware of that. To all intents and purposes, this does seem to be working within the current mechanics of the game. The missions stacking and the high payouts are all reasonable. The only thing that seems like it might be a bit of a glitch, of course, is the killing the skimmers instead of the ships. Now, as far as I'm aware, this isn't working currently at the moment. It's just sort of petered out a bit because the system has gone from civil war to a different state. But if going by previous standards is anything to go by, players will soon have this system back in a state of civil war again. So if you want to get involved, do head on over, check out the forum thread, and you may want to get out to 17 Draconis to earn yourself a nice bit of money. For me, Elite Dangerous is very much about exploration. I'm always out there looking for interesting sites, interesting locations to visit, and I just love exploring and feeling the ambience of the various environments out there. Now, Commander Divergence on Reddit recently captured what I feel is very much an essence of exploration. He did so with this fantastic screenshot here. Just look at this. An extremely stunning location that has volumes of character to it, and all done on relatively simplistic airless rocky worlds. So I just await to see what Frontier will eventually deliver when we get atmospheric worlds. So excellent job on this, Commander Divergence. Really well done. Absolutely stunning screenshot. The downside of this is that often wonderful locations like this can be very difficult to find, but with the arrival of passenger missions, that's something that Frontier hope to address. Passenger missions arrived with the latest update, and they've been a constant source of interesting missions, one of the most notable of which are the new tourist destinations. These are hotspots from all over the galaxy, both within the inhabited bubble as well as many thousands of light years outside of it. Often they feature some fantastic scenery for you to go and visit. All of these tourist destinations are player submitted, and Frontier have just added 120 new tourist locations to the mission system. So if you're the type of player that loves to go out for a bit of sightseeing, likes to go to some specific destination, but doesn't like to spend too much time looking around trying to find these locations, then tourist destinations could well be the type of thing you're looking for. And it seems to be the sort of thing that Frontier are very interested in keeping up to date. So if you're interested in that and you'd like to see more information, then do check out the thread in the video description below. Now that then brings us to an end of this episode of 3302. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.